Hello and welcome to Inside the Paint. My name is Tahir Hajat, and two people who lived in the paint in their careers, Ovie Soko and Azania Stewart. We're going to be looking back at all the British Basketball League games coming to you on your socials this week. I'm Tahir Hajat, and before we get started, make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the action. Well, tonight, the Surrey Scorchers travelled to take on the Leicester Riders. Let's take a look at what happened. It was a slow start for the Leicester Riders at the Morningside Arena as the Surrey Scorchers rained down the triples in the first quarter, capitalising on the Riders' many turnovers. This trend continued during the start of the second quarter, with the Scorchers building as much as a 23-point lead. But Leicester began to fight back and finished the half just 9 points behind. Coach Rob Paternoster must have the special sauce in the changing room and gave Riders a pep talk. Leicester came back and demolished the remaining Surrey lead and finished with a third quarter a 3-point lead. It seemed like Surrey let this get to their head as they struggled to finish in the fourth quarter, allowing the Riders to continue to grow their lead and secure the win with a final score of 94-86. What a game that was, guys. I mean, Surrey Scorchers, they let it all slip.
Yeah, man, I came out, started the game really strong. You know, I thought we might have been in for an upset. But unfortunately, I feel like the winning mentality ended up being able to pull through in the end.
Would it be difficult for Surrey to recover from that loss?
Yeah, I think they're in a struggling patch, right? But the thing is, they're playing so well, they just can't put 40 minutes together and get over the line. But they've had some great games. Even this one, being up 20, they played London Lions, their last game, very, very well. They just need to put plays together and you know, just build that confidence step by step.
Some work to do for the Scorchers. But on Wednesday, the Plymouth City Patriots hosted the Sheffield Sharks. Joel Osborne and Josh Steele called that one. Let's hear what they had to say about this matchup.
Yeah, thanks to Tahir. It was a very low-scoring game in the Plymouth Pavilions. I mean, 67 points to 55 in the end. And this was Sheffield basketball. This is like what they like to do to teams.
Absolutely. You expect nothing less when you go and play Sheffield. They're a team that'll sort of wear you down, kill your rhythm a little bit. And they managed to do that with Plymouth, who are struggling to score in the half court.
Yeah, it wasn't really one to write home about, was it? Because, I mean, you look at the shooting percentages. I mean, Plymouth shooting just 20% from three, Sheffield shooting 12% from free, and the free throw shooting as well it wasn't best, to say the least.
Yeah, both teams just struggling to put the ball in the basket like there was a lid on there or something. But yeah, Sheffield managed to just get out in the open floor a bit more, create a few more easy opportunities, and that's what gave them the edge in the end of the game.
Yeah, neither team really able to take hold of the game. Bennett Cook was the player of the game, 17 points, 7 rebounds, and those kind of slow games really suit a big man like Bennett Cook because of all of his points just coming around the bucket when the rest of the team aren't shooting well from deep.
Absolutely. I think he was the biggest difference that you know, helped Sheffield get this win, just being able to throw the ball inside to him, rely on him to get them 2 points, get them to the line, and you know, move Plymouth's defense around.
Great stuff. Thanks, Josh. Well, it was an important win for Sheffield Sharks. Tahir, we'll hand it back to you in the studio.
On Friday, we have 2 games coming your way, starting with the Bristol Flyers hosting the Cheshire Phoenix. These teams are currently 2nd and 3rd in the league standings. Why have they started the season so well?
Well, for me, I think it's all about Maceo Jack for Phoenix. They started off hot, beating Leicester Riders to begin the season, but Maceo Jack is 3rd in all-time scoring right now in the league, averaging 18.6 if you want to be specific, and also number 1 at the free throw line. So he's being aggressive, getting to the rim and making referees have to call fouls on him.
What about the Bristol Flyers then, Ovie? They're going well at this moment in time.
I mean, I feel like the Bristol Flyers have just continued on from where they left last season, you know. The lingering success is something that I feel like they're enjoying. The new guys that have come in, they're sort of buying in to Coach Kapoulis. They've seen how he's been able to send guys off to Euro Cup teams and bigger programs. So guys are bought in, you know, and I think that's been, and we've seen that, you know, play out thus far in the season.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I'm calling that one. But also the second game on Friday, the London Lions will travel to the Virtu Motors Arena to take on the Newcastle Eagles. The last time these two teams met, Lions narrowly secured victory in overtime. Well, we're with former Newcastle Eagle star Drew Lasker. Let us know what your predictions are for this match, Drew.
Wow, coming at me straight, is it, Tahir? But, yeah, like you mentioned, these guys just played a week ago and is a little bit chippy, so a lot of things to look out for. But the Newcastle Eagles are playing much better basketball. And on the other side, the London Lions, they just keep rolling domestically. But if you watch them in Europe against that Paris, a couple of guys limping out, and they have to make the trip up to the north. So I'm calling it here. The first team to put a stain, a chink in the London Lions armor, Newcastle, Friday, Virtue Motors Arena is going to be rocking.
Oh, Drew, I got to come back to you on that one, Drew. Of course, a Euro Cup loss for the London Lions, and also some of their players took some time. Luke Nelson, Mo Salawade, no Josh Sharma as well. I think the London Lions might take this, Drew. What you got to say to that?
Hey, there's not many banana pills lying ahead, but this is one. As you mentioned, a couple of guys banged up for London, and this is a game that the Newcastle Eagles would want to get after letting it slip away a week ago. But somebody has to beat the Lions, right? Why can't it be my Eagles?
Well, okay, we hear you, Drew. We know what your thoughts are, but we want to know what you think. Make sure to leave a comment below with all your prediction on the games on this weekend. Guys, what are your thoughts on that game? It's a pretty huge game. It went to overtime the first time round. You know what it's like to take on the Newcastle Eagles, and Taj Green was obviously playing at Manchester last season. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a chippy game. I think it's going to be a game that goes down to the wire. I feel like the team up there, they echo sort of the Geordies, They don't back down from anyone.
True fandom.
It's true fandom, So I'm looking forward to this matchup. I feel like if the Lions come in and they start off how Leicester started off today, they could be in a little bit of trouble.
Azania, quick one then. Your prediction on that?
London Lions all the way.
London Lions all the way. Who thought she would say anything?
Always a Lion.
Who thinks she would always say anything else? Right. The Sunday doubleheader will start with the Plymouth City Patriots, two teams at the bottom of the table. However, Surrey has recently secured their first win and broke London's 3-point scoring record for the season. Who is going to come out on top?
This is going to be difficult. Obviously, these are both two teams at the bottom of the league. For me, I'm loving Atwood. He is playing incredible for Plymouth. It's really their force. But both teams know how to lose and lose well. And so right now, it's going to be somebody who needs this win. But I'm going to give it to Surrey.
Wow, giving it to Surrey. Plymouth have signed a new centre to their roster. 6'8", and bigs were a problem for the Plymouth City Patriots. Will that make a difference, Ovie?
I don't think that's going to make a difference in this case. I feel like Surrey, they are sort of finding their feet a little bit. I think the next piece to the puzzle for them is just trusting, that it works. Trust their playing style. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They play maybe an unconventional way, but the more they trust it, the more they're going to give themselves a better chance to win. And I feel like they're going to give themselves a great chance to win this weekend.
Well, let's see what Coach PJ does. Well, to finish off the weekend, the Leicester Riders will travel up to take on their neighbours in the north, the Caledonia Gladiators. Caledonia is unbeaten at their brand new arena, and the Riders will be hoping to change that. Of course, he's in the comms booth, so let's take advantage of speaking to him. Anthony Rowe, what can we expect from this game, fella?
Oh, this is going to be an unpredictable one. For me, this is game of the week. I think you've got two teams that are right there wrestling for those top spots, right? Everyone's chasing the London Lions right now, and I think these are two very strong candidates. I'm sort of feeling on the Caledonia side, I think, on the home court. This is a team that's high in confidence. They're 2-0 in FIBA Europe Cup competition, so they've had a really good start there. I think they're growing in confidence. We've just seen a really shaky Leicester Riders come back from 23 points deficit, so they're a team with a comeback in them. But if they get down big in Caledonia, it could be good night.
Well, the interesting thing, and you mentioned their game in the Europe Cup. They beat the champions of the FIBA Europe Cup on Wednesday night. Only 66 points. Leicester, obviously, we saw tonight, 94 points. They're a team with a lot of offense in them. It'll be an interesting battle there.
It will, and one more concern to here, it's Patrick Whelan. We all know how dangerous Patrick Whelan can be, and he's playing against his former team, the Leicester Riders. Everyone wants to play well against a former employer. Will Patrick Whelan be that difference?
Well,
Sunday, tune in.
Ant is going against his old team there, Tahir. I can't believe it.
Thanks, Dan and Anna. Well, they're fearing Whelan. They're fearing them indeed. Well, look, October is coming to an end, and that means our panel of judges will be pulling together their nominees for the Moulton Player and the Kevin Cadle Coach of the Month. Let us know below who you think should be considered for this month. Well, let's take a look at the results and fixtures. Of course, on Wednesday night, the Plymouth City Patriots 55-66 against the Be-Brawn Sheffield Sharks. Leicester Riders pulling it back to take victory 94-86 against the Surrey Scorchers. As mentioned, 2 games in action on Friday. Flyers against Phoenix, that's going to be a big game. And Newcastle Eagles versus London Lions, that's going to be a split screen situation on Friday night. And on Sunday, 2 games for you back-to-back. Plymouth City Patriots versus Surrey Scorchers, huge game at the bottom of the table. And for the Caledonia Gladiators, will they do exactly what Ant Rose says and defeat his former employer, the Leicester Riders, at 6 o'clock? Well, thank you very much, Ovie and Azania, for joining me on Inside the Paint. That's all from us. Drop a comment below on what game you're looking forward to the most. And make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the unbeatable action from the British Basketball League.